Welcome to another episode in the Quantum Human Summit series. This is Expanding Multi-Dimensional Awareness. Today's guest is a beautiful soul who shares her own awakening journey and is on a mission to assist all other beings as we move into our ascension pathways. Barbara Canals is here, and she is going to share with us the power of an expanded consciousness and how it's all within the body and our energy system. Truly, it's clearing the negative imprinting for heart-centered living and expanded consciousness. Let's welcome Barbara. Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you for having me, and everyone, thank you for being here and listening.
We're going to start with an energy expression of sound to really get us into alignment. Thank you.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is if you want to close your eyes, for whoever wants to close your eyes, whatever you feel in your heart, but if you want to close your eyes and settle into your body so that we can receive this message from our whole, with every cell of our body instead of with our limited mind. So just breathing in. Maybe you want to put your hands over your heart. And as this sound travels through your system, falling deeper into your body, into your base, bringing all the attention into your heart, into your breath. You might notice that you can breathe deeper. Ashiaha makora tau mukoa saranai mokokoa rekea na koa saranai mutoi karanea ko saranai mukote. So breathing this in deeply and just being grateful for being here in this moment with all of your energy here present. So it has been like we have created this bubble, and you're in this bubble of energy in your own body, in your own space. And you keep attention from this space instead of from your attention diverted to everywhere else, which is quite important because that's the shift that we're actually currently doing, which is coming back to ourselves, to our heart, to our body, so that we can keep our attention comes out from within, not from everything that is outside, which is so key and so important as a shift.
Thank No, yes, thank you. And thank you for establishing that frequency with us here in the beginning. Oftentimes the conversation is an activation itself, but I absolutely love how just that sound, just a little bit of sound like that makes us very present. And that in itself is expanding our consciousness. The presence is really beautiful. Thank you. All
Thank you.
right. So you are a consciousness activator. And this is beautiful because we're going to be talking about clearing the negative imprinting. And when we're talking about the negative imprinting, what is this? Where does the negative imprinting come from? Does it come from our feelings, our programmings? Share with us where it comes from and why it's so important to clear it.
Mm. So basically, throughout all our evolution, throughout history, we're beings, I mean, we're illimited beings, right? We've been on this earth many times and also on other planets, on the cosmos, and there's been very dark times to say. A lot of like times of suppression and war, not only in this planet, but also in other planets, wars and people taking over. This is what we're actually shifting now in time. But of course, we have our bodies like our vehicle that carries all the memory of all our lives, all our previous lives in this planet and cosmically. And our cells carry this imprinting. And it's this imprinting which is negative, I say, because it's not it's an imprinting of all the bad stuff that we've come to this life to actually clear. So we actually don't have to go into past lives or remember any places in the cosmos because we carry it all in the cell. And in this life, we've come to actually finish this. And, once we can't evolve if we don't let go of this imprinting which is in our cells. Our memory is cellular. So that's why we can, all of a sudden we can relive experiences and get really panicked or certain things because our body has the memory, our cells. So maybe you encounter something that makes you, in a way, remember something that had happened in the past, but you're having the same reaction. So what we need to change now is that reaction. So like clean out or transmute or transform that energy that was, because even in the negative we can get a gift. So that energy that was dense, sort of move it out, elevate it to a higher frequency. So those emotions that are, I would say, negative, they're low frequency. So when we have jealousy, when we have shame, when we have guilt, when we have negative thought patterns of competition, none of it. We feel really bad about these things because we have so much shame and guilt for them because we've always been, we shouldn't have these. In a way, because we know our essence is not that. We are all spirit. We all come from source. So that's all joy and expansion and calibration. So all of a sudden we have all these emotions, that are angry and dark and we feel bad for them. And we've never been able to, when we were children or whatever, we weren't able to express them. It's seen bad from, collectively from the environment. It's like, oh, if you have those. So what you do is hide them more. So if you hide them more, they become bigger. It's a vibration in the body, so you're only going to attract more of that. So what we have to take responsibility for is being okay. None of these are ours. It's happened collectively over time, and it's about just being able to work with these and removing them so that we can evolve, because that's the only way we can evolve, when we let go of these emotions that are trapped in the body and these feelings that are trapped in the body that limit our potential to expand.
Yes, all right. And so the first indicator would be our awareness of, wow, I feel pretty bad. This doesn't make me feel good. I don't like feeling this way. Right? We have to take that step and be conscious of that. Otherwise, we're just going to keep looping, right? So then clearing it. What do you do to clear this energy? Is the awareness primarily the first big step that we need to take? And then what?
Yeah, the awareness is number one, because if we don't have awareness, we can't move it and shift it, right?
Yeah.
So, there's many people that have very negative patterns in their life who do not want to change and they're not aware. And that's okay too, But I guess that everyone that's listening to this, you're wanting to, so you probably have a heart of gold and you want to keep evolving, and you've come here because you've come here to do something. So those are the angels on earth. We've come here, we remember, in a way, as crazy as it seems, because it's really hard for the limited mind to understand, but in every cell of our body we remember that this is not the truth. The world that we're seeing is not the truth of what we came here to do, and that we have some seeds to come and plant, and that's the dharma, or our purpose, right? So when we become aware of things that we're doing, that we patterns that we don't want to keep doing, Okay, we become aware and we need to take responsibility. So, first of all, um, you have to start taking the step. So, when you become aware, it is taking the step to become stronger and act differently in every time. So instead of most of the time we become aware of these things, we are ashamed or guilty, and we keep on repeating these patterns. So we take the we stop ourselves, we look at the thing, okay, and you can actually face it, look at it with compassion. In a way, it's also gratefulness because you're allowing these patterns. This is probably a pattern that has been repeating for ages, and it could be lineage, it could be your family, it could be whatever. But you look at it, you understand that you can see like the energy in it. You can understand, you can make it bigger even in the energetic. So like when you're looking at it from your heart, right? And you start allowing it. When you give it attention, you start allowing it to shift and transform. And it's only energy, so it's going to shift and transform. And then it's just naturally that something is going to happen and it will transform. And you allow it to go and you make another choice. There's a myriad of possibilities. So let's say that you are on this pattern that somebody speaks to you, it's this person, and you're always getting mad, like react to them and get mad or whatever. Okay, you become aware, oh my God, with this person, whenever they speak to me, I just jump. I get really angry. So you stop yourself. You look at this anger. You put the anger in front of you. Okay. You start feeling, I see you anger. I feel you anger. You know, you feel that energy. I feel you anger. I see, you might see, it depends, each person, you might feel the anger more. You might feel the emotion in your body. You might see a certain sort of texture to it or energy or some, like, you know, you might see a goo or you might see something dark or, and I feel you anger. I sense you anger, and you can let this anger get bigger because it's only energy. The bigger it gets, the more it's going to transform. So you just give it time and you give it attention because all this wants is some attention so that it can finally leave. And then naturally it's going to shift, and then you make another choice. Okay, so my choice is to feel whatever it is that you feel like choosing to feel. But it'll come up for you as you're doing this process. My choice is to feel joy. Okay, and you step into that joy. You feel that joy so that your system can start recoding itself, right? And shifting that energy and that vibration of anger into that joy. And then you start making the actions that correlate with it, right? So if it is, I'm not going to, and it could be, I mean, there's a myriad of possibilities. If you're going to say, okay, this person, I'm not ready to see this person or whatever, and make the choice to not see that person, to be in environments where it adds to your joy. Because not all people are good for us, you know, at certain points in our life. And we have this condition that we have to see certain people. And so we evolve from that. And then, yeah, or you decide if you're going to see that person, okay, whenever I'm going to choose that joy instead of the other one. And this all comes back to our responsibility. So the end is we become responsible for what and how we're feeling. We're taking responsibility for those emotions, for that energy. Emotion is only energy, or anything, you know, everything is energy. So we become responsible for that energy and we take responsibility for transmuting it. Now I know sometimes it's really hard. Many times we can do it on our own, and sometimes it's hard to do it on our own, you know? And that's why there's people that have cleared their system, that had been there. Like I've been back there, and you know, and have learned the way, have worked with many people to actually clear a lot of all the imprinting that I had in my cells, in my system, and now can help others. So it's also okay to get support from it. It doesn't mean that the other people that, like, the, you know, the energy workers out there or whatever, are gonna and therapists and all types are gonna solve things for you. It means they're going to assist you in becoming responsible, in moving that, in becoming more aware. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
in the end, it is only oneself that can choose to evolve and become responsible.
I love that, Barbara. I love the way that you've explained all of it and the protocol. It really is being ultimately responsible and owning it, owning the emotions. That's a big step for many. Probably not too many watching this, but in the lives of people watching this are other people that need that awareness as well. So I just want to say that as we do this ourselves, it helps to be an example for others of how we can respond to situations. And it really is not blaming anyone else for the way that we feel. It really is turning it back on us and owning it, like I said. And so that really is beautiful because it's almost like, thank you for helping me clear that. Most times, if we're unconscious, we just want to say, get this person away from me, or that situation is making me so angry. What can we do? But in any situation, no matter what it is, it all comes back to something within us. And that could be kind of a hard pill to swallow if we see things happening in the world, like on a planetary level or a collective level. That's still within us, isn't it? There's still a responsibility for us to own those feelings no matter what it is. For example, fracking, okay, that's something that really kind of gets me disturbed, or when trees are cut down. So then that's something within us. And I love how you said we have to recode it. We have to recode the feeling. And recoding it is literally, it's almost like it's feeding a new timeline. It's giving us that choice for joy. And I can hear some people saying that's such a cop out. That's such a cop out to just say I can reprogram it. But technically, it's not a cop out because there's something scientifically going on in the body, right? When we make that new choice, our energy system is elevated. Can you expand a little bit on what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, basically, as we evolve, we're going into a higher frequency, which is becoming more source, becoming more of that, becoming a higher frequency is having those feelings, like those emotions of what we are. Like, there's no, also, like, it's like we have been so programmed and so coded to believe that we're not this, but we are, like, seriously, joy and flow and ease and grace and collaboration and love and expansion. And it's like, wow, and it's like, it's amazing what we really are. That's source. And sometimes I'm in sessions privately and I'm cracking up. I'm laughing and laughing. And it's like, the thing, and people are like, what? And I'm like, that's what we are. But we have been, our limited mind and our old programs tell us we're like, no, we have to be like serious and everything has to be hard. But it's really not. So as we're evolving, we're becoming more aware that we are that, and that we can let go, and we're leaving that old paradigm, that patriarchy, um, and that suppression, that we need to be better than others, and just becoming more ourselves and living in ease and grace and not having to impose ourselves on anyone. And then when we come to that, life is pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Um, but that's what we're going. We're making the shift. So from our mind into the heart and into living from a heart conscious space. So the consciousness of the heart. The heart is connected to source, and it's the consciousness of the heart that, like, is and the power of the heart that just radiates out everything that we are. And um, and as we become more consciousness and can do that, more conscious, and can do that shift into our body, into the more um, the more we're going to enjoy being here on earth. the thing is, if we don't do this shift, everyone has to do the shift. We're all doing it. There's different ways of doing it for different people. For some people, it's going to be harder. It's because they're going to have a harder awakening because they're not listening or something. For some, it might be easier. I don't know. And there's no judgment on that because we've all chosen the way that we're going to do it.
Yes, that no
From a bigger perspective.
Yes. I love that. That's a beautiful reminder of the no judgment of ourselves or others. And so great. So then that is the work to really pay attention to our feelings, our emotions. And if it's anything from the joy or these higher frequencies, then that is the homework that we need to do. Take that self-care for ourselves and move that out of our system and really trust that when we do that, there's an alchemical process that's happening. And what you said earlier about us coming to Earth in this lifetime to finally clear all of it, that's pretty comforting to know that this is the lifetime that we're clearing all of it. And so it's a lot of heavy lifting to do. It's a lot of heavy clearing, but we can do this. We got this. We do. Would you say that it gets easier as we go along? It's like working out with weights, for example. We get stronger little by little, and we're going to get stronger at this. Do you agree?
Yeah. First of all, like this is the lifetime we've come to clear all the karma. Nobody's evolving. So basically, what a lot of people call the light body, I don't call it the light body. I call it's like as we ground more of our source. We all come from source. We divide. We have a very specific energy signature or coding, but that comes from source. Source is here experiencing, spirit is here experiencing life. So as we ground more of that spirit that we are, which we couldn't before, in times before, we become lighter within our body. That's why people call it light body, but it's very simple. It means that our spirit comes into the body, it comes into every one of our cells, and then all of our cells are going to crystallize, which becomes, it means that the cells are letting go of all that negative imprinting so that the cells can open up and crystallize, and our DNA, what they call the dormant DNA. So each cell is a universe in its whole self, so there's like a cosmic plan in each one of our cells. And so that's what's going to open up. That's what is opening up for all of us to evolve. And then, and we can't, because the planet is raised in frequency, the children that are coming in are high in frequency, so we can't, it's just the cosmic plan. It's how our planet is merging with it. We'll merge with other planets, with other galaxies. Our galaxy will merge with other galaxies. It's just like a natural evolution that we are becoming lighter, but we're becoming lighter, which means more spirit in the body, in physical form, in the dense. So what we're coming into is balance, which is light, spirit, and dark, density, body. It's not like any evil plan or anything. It just heaven and earth merging, us becoming balance, coming into one. So we have everything in this earth is dual. We have masculine and feminine. Those are coming to get the energies, masculine and feminine energies within us. Those are coming together. So it is about becoming, when we activate our cells become crystallized, our masculine and feminine comes together, and which is also like not only our in the physical form, it's our brain also. Instead of being divided, and it comes together, the brain, so that we can expand our consciousness too. So it's actually in physicality. And with that, we access our higher consciousness. And it's the going from the mind to the heart and expanding. So, and that's all happening. And it has to happen for everyone. As we're here because we're just going into a higher frequency. So everything that we call fifth dimensional and above, but we're doing that in the physical form, which is before we weren't able to. So it's actually an amazing process because we're all just going through this process of becoming aware of what the amazing beings we are and how many gifts we have. Because as we crystallize and our cells open up, also it's and spirit comes into the body, It's like instead of all the toughness that we brought through life and we can't see and understand or whatever, all these things open up, and you just have like your innate knowledge is like opening up, and your um, intuition, and just like you just sort of like your gifts, and you sort of know things, and that's part of clearing our system
Um,
and coming into higher, or or yeah, higher frequencies, or more, or actually working from more dimensions, which I don't call them higher dimensions, because dimensions are sort of like expanding, but it's part of expanding our consciousness, that we are able to access more of those amazing things that we bring to this earth, which then allow us to um, to to carry forth with our purpose or dharma, because we've all come here to do something. We've all come here to evolve and to expand our consciousness. And when we evolve and expand our consciousness, we remember our purpose. And remember, our purpose is not somebody that's going to write it down and out for us. No, it's because we're in touch with our heart, and something makes us so happy. It might not be easy. Like for me, speaking, I was so scared of speaking. Now I
yeah.
speak in like so many conferences, but it was like I had so much memory of whatever, being hurt in the past and speaking and all these things, and I could not. But I knew it was part of my purpose to explain this. So it was my heart, my joy, my purpose was so much stronger than all the limitation that was pulling back. And we're gonna have to that's awareness. I looked at it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this fear take over, or am I gonna do this that is really where I'm feeling that's where I have to go? That I'm gonna do this that I feel, which is really me. And I chose. I took responsibility. I could have always chosen this and been like, no, it's too, I'm too scared, I'll just give in. No, I started speaking. And my voice would shake. And I would be, my body would shake and everything, but I would still do it. And at the same time, this is how the universe works. At the same time, when I kept choosing this, I started getting more opportunities. Because it's like you're speaking to your universe. You're telling it, I'm taking responsibility, I'm doing this. And then the universe listens. And it starts bringing you the people. And it starts bringing you the opportunities, and giving you more of that. If I would have chosen this, the fear, I would have been telling my universe, I'm worthless.
Yeah.
I'm giving in to this fear, and I'm not taking, and that fear would have ended probably being something on my body, because what happens is what we do, it ends up being, our body ends up screaming. So like everything that we don't resolve at an energetic point and we give in, it ends up being disease in the body in the last term. It's like the body scream, their spirit talks through your body, telling you, I'm not well, or I would have been super tired, or it's like we crumble down more. I'm very happy I chose this. I'm very happy I chose to speak, and I'm very happy of what I do, and the people I get to meet that are ready to take their responsibility. And I'm very happy of everything that's gonna be coming of the future as more of us take responsibility. Of how much we can change. We don't realize, because of a system that has imposed on us so much, how much power we have, how much we're able to change things if we take that responsibility. So going back, Lauren, one thing we were talking about, I just want to, like, before we were talking, and I remembered this thought. So for example, when we get really torn down, you said the fracking thing or the breaking of trees. So for example, for me here in LA, I used to get really bugged down by all the homelessness, and how like you can even see people like, in a city where people have so much, you could see people dying in the street. Like I've seen dead people, in the street, and nobody's going to do anything. And I could have chosen, there's another example, to get really bugged down by it and be like, oh, this homelessness and whatever, and powerless because I'm giving so much energy to this, but I'm not doing anything about it. Right? And that's energy. If I'm giving this attention and it's just going to suck you completely. And what I did I chose to look for a cause, and some people that package for homelessness and take out and give food or whatever. I'm not going to change the homelessness situation. I'm sure about that, but I chose to take little actions and to work with this organization that makes food for the homeless. And in that little action, I feel better. Me feeling better means I have energy to myself, I'm giving energy to others, and I can start changing things. Me just feeling angry doesn't do anything except for me making feeling worse and making the people around me feel worse. So that's another example. In every little choice we make, we can choose to be bogged down by it and feel powerless, or become more empowered. Take a little action and become more empowered. And it's so important because that is energy. Everything is energy. So it's like in every moment we're choosing, what do we give our energy, our power to? Destruction or creation?
I know that's very inspiring for those who are watching and listening and going through their own clearing of negative imprints and feelings that we have and actually fears that we have. There's so many of us light workers that are hesitant to step up, to be on camera, to use our voice. And it's really a beautiful world when everyone gets over that and steps truly into their authenticity. So that's inspiring. Thank you for sharing your journey. It's a beautiful expansion when we're all clear of this. And as you mentioned, we have access to other dimensions beyond this, 5D and beyond. Can you talk a little bit about how, the dimensions as you see it? And if we were to say, we've heard spiritual teachers say, okay, I'm working in the 12th dimension right now. So what does that mean? And how can we access these dimensions 5D and above ourselves once we're done with the clear and we're open to this
Yeah.
expansion?
Yeah. Bueno, it all starts like 5D is the access to our heart consciousness, right? So that's when we make that shift from the mind, the limited mind, from all our energy being outside of ourselves up here into coming into the heart. And so it starts with that. And then I mean, I don't know that you work from whatever dimension. I think we travel through dimensions, and they are just experiences, different experiences and different perceptions of our reality, right? So and in so like dimensions really spiral around, and you spiral up and down. Yeah.
I love that actually. And I'm going to repeat it. Dimensions are different perspectives, different perspectives. So, wow. If so, say for example, we're looking at an issue, it means we zoom out so much that we're no longer focused on right here, but we're looking at it from so many different perspectives. That's really what it means to be working from different dimensions. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Make note of that, everyone. Dimensions are different perspectives.
And in a way, we think like it's like up, and like the higher dimension we're up is better. I don't think so. I think it's like it expands like that, and it is not like better or worse. It's just another experience of something. So it's
Okay.
another way of learning, because we're limited ways. There's limited ways of seeing things and learning.
So the lower dimensions, 1 through 3, half of 4, is all of the dense emotions, the polarity, the duality. We're certainly seeing a lot of polarity on our planet. And this is why it's very important for each of us to make the right choice, right? To, again, take responsibility, like we're talking about, and owning these feelings, whether it's something when we look at the newspaper or see the news, whatever, we can get really bent out of shape. but it's that bending out of shape that needs to get our attention. So I do see as more people open to that, as more people get this and start to do that work, that's the inner work we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, that's why your work is really wonderful, how you help people get over this, to transform this. It's
Yeah.
key. And then how everyone, as we do this in our own lives, we are witnessed by other people in our lives that that is how we can influence the shift. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's one heart at a time, steady as she goes, I love to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it is by like the people that I've learned the most from are it's been by looking, by observing, you know? It hasn't been by people that tell me stuff. I tend not to like, you know, and they're like speaking in that ego mind and whatever that I've learned. No, it's like when I've seen, oh wow, they're working from like I can see people and I'm like they're so graceful. There's so much love in their heart, you know, and they're like um or that can appreciate or that I feel a genuine sense of gratitude. And that's the people that have infected me. And I'm like, wow, you know? It's
Yes.
by observing and that's how and we do that for other people too, even maybe without noticing. If we carry a certain energetics, we carry a certain every frequency, then we can expand that to others as well. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So good job, everyone watching and listening. We are that. We are that, and we radiate it. We need to trust that this is so powerful, and we're not doing it to tell other people what to do, but we're being it. You know, I remember in Lemuria, I remember going to the Great Council of Light saying, we've got this. We can bring the laggards in because our love will influence them. Well, sadly, that didn't happen. But this time around, it will happen and it is happening. We need to trust that. I can feel that in my body. That's why I came, and that's why so many of us came. We all came for different reasons, but I think a majority of us came to really get this done. What do you think?
Yeah. 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 And I'm like I'm in awe with so many beautiful people and like beautiful angel wings that I see all the time, beautiful hearts, you know. I'm like, wow, I just came back from Mexico working like 2 weeks. I was doing more transformations there. And it was like I was like, wow, in tears, like to see like people really stepping up, you know, and just seeing like the beauty of immense beauty that we are, the immense beauty that we carry, and you know, which is nothing that we've been told. Like, and it just gets bigger. It gets more and it gets more amazing every time. And yeah, and when to be able to help people realize that of themselves, you know, to assist them and to also um, assist them to have the tools to, you know, it's not an easy earth. You
No.
know, we're not living in the best of conditions and everything. But if we're able to have the tools and to have the strength and power to love what we're living, now it'll change quite quickly. So, yeah.
Yes, we're all in it for love. We are. We're all in it for love. Thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
beautiful perspective. Other dimensions are
Yeah.
coming
And the
through
thing
right
is,
now.
mm-hmm. And the thing is, we create our own universe. You know, we it just it depends on our beliefs. We see different things. If you have if you have a you know if you full of uh, anger, or if you have a bad night, you wake up badly in the morning, you know, and then you're gonna have a bad day. There's no other way around it. Now if you start clearing your stuff and you have less of that, you know, you're more aligned into what it is that you want to feel. You can choose what it is. You become more you become more also becoming more aware of being able to choose more, because not when we're less aware, when we're more entangled and have all these negative emotions, we can't really choose. We just get trapped into the same thing. It's a repeating trap, right? So once we're like being able to choose, because we're more aware, because we're more conscious, then we start choosing. What is it that I want to live in? Do I want to be stuck watching the news all day? Okay, that's a choice. Or no, I choose to put my energy into, oh yeah, walking in nature, because that's another thing that like I've noticed now when I was down in Mexico. I was working with people in nature on the coast. They were so, just because of living close to nature and abundant nature, they were so grateful. They were so in tune with their hearts already that working with them was so easy. Then I went to the city, to Mexico City, and it was another energy completely, because everyone's in their mind, cities. For some reason, we created cities and they're not the best for us. They take us out of like that high vibration or high frequency completely, whereas nature has that high frequency. So we either give ourselves to the chaos of like the city and or like that, the looking at the news and all the war and how much attention we can give that, or we're like, okay, I'll create my own universe. I'm going to choose to spend more time in nature, because that naturally is going to allow you and help you. Nature is non-conditional, it's all loving, it's the power of abundance. And when I was saying, like, I've learned from seeing people, like observing, it's the same. We can learn from observing nature. Nature is grateful, nature is abundant, nature is like all giving. It's always going to support you, and you can leave. Now what we're doing, we leave all our shit on nature, and it's still growing, it's still giving. We're like contaminating it so much, and it's still giving. So we can learn so much from nature. It's going to do so much for us too. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that. And so we're going to talk about ways that people can work with you. You do one-on-one sessions with people in support and helping them transform their lives. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but let's take, I don't know, 5 minutes or so and do a beautiful divine love language energy transmission for everyone. This is beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
it's going to help us let go of what we no longer need. So this will elevate us as
Yeah.
well.
What these energy transmissions, it's similar to what I did like at the beginning.
Hmm.
But what is happening is, yeah, the energy goes in and it starts clearing and transforming the stuff. It starts basically clearing the stuff that doesn't need to be there anymore. So those, many things, emotions of anxiety or frustration or anger, whatever it is, whatever, and memory. So it starts clearing that, which so that we can, because it's a necessity that we clear all of this to keep evolving. So I don't do this that much anymore, but I'm happy to do it for all this community. So, yeah, if you want to close your eyes and just enjoy it, and just be open to receive, be open to the gratefulness, be open to whatever could happen from it, be it anything that could happen from, be it even nothing happening from it. So there's also a lot in the nothingness, right? You might not feel anything now, and then things might change afterwards with time. So that's really important to know. So just breathing in and putting intention to coming into your heart and intention to opening to receive. Breathing in and coming deeper into the body. And just you might feel your body as it becomes denser, maybe more present. Ashikara no koa ma kokora te ara na koa kasukara na i mo ko ke ara te koa me kasara na ko kara te ara no ko kai ana koa sarana i mo ko ara te ara na koa sarana i mo ko area ke asara ni ka koa ma ka koa ara ke i ko sarana i ko koa ma ko koa ara te ara na koa sarana i mo to ia. Breathing in deeper and more connected into your heart. Tahia kamokoara te ako makasarana i moro te ara kokoa makasara no ko i kara ne ako sarana i moro to ai kara ke ara kokoa makasara no ko ara te ara no ko ai kara ko asarana i mo ko i makasarana i moro te. Breathing in deeply, and if you can breathe in through your back, through your spine, all the way down to your coccyx. So breathing in, and you might feel calling in all your energy. You might feel your body more full of energy. Ashira na koa mako karete ara no koa kakai moko ai karane ako kasarana i moko ika koarane ako koa sarana i moko te ara na kukai ata sarana i moko ai karane ako sarana. So it was your choice to come here at this time. Hoa karia koa mako sarana i moko ai kara no koa te ara no koa sarana ko koa mako kara te ara no koa si ara na i moko ai te reni a koa sakara na i moko tai ko karia koa. And to ground your spirit at this time here now, a ko mako ki ara no koa sarana i moko tai ko maka kara koa kia ka i moko a ka sakara na o ko koa maka kia ka koa kia koa ki ara na ka ka. So just grounding yourself more into this space, into your body. And if you're still in a space of like floaty space, that's okay. But you want to make yourself back, giving thanks to every one of your cells. Being grateful to yourself for this time, for this presence. Being grateful to each one of your cells. You might be able to see them light up within your body and within your energy field, as we still have cells in our energy field or aura as well. And breathing in deeply, and just notice if your breath is deeper, if you can actually breathe from every cell, from more parts of the body. We think we breathe only with our nose, we actually breathe with the whole of our body, with the whole of our being. Yeah. And if you feel like laughing or sighing or relaxing further, that is good. Thank you. Oh, we finished at 10:55.
Wow, thank
Shines
you.
everywhere.
Yes, I love that because that sensation of giving gratitude to every single one of our cells and breathing through every cell is exquisite. What a beautiful feeling. And thank you. Thank you for that. I love it. We are feeling light, joyful, and sparkly.
Yeah, yeah, so much. It's so good. It's so, so good.
Oh, yes. Okay. And that was just a little snippet, a little slice of the joy and beauty that comes from personal sessions with you. And you've also got some recordings in this package. I want to invite everyone watching and listening to scroll down on this webpage or click the link in the description box where you're watching this video, and you'll see this beautiful offering from Barbara. Barbara, there's a couple things here. One is like a nice package with both items, a personal session and recordings. And then one is some recordings of their on their own. Tell us about this, please.
Okay, first of all, I have to say, I remember writing this and creating this, and it was like the energy was so powerful, and and I remember also like the price on all of this was, and I do it through like whatever intuition, whatever I feel like it has to be, and the price was super accessible, and it had to be made like super super accessible. And I really think it's because we are we are going, this is another, we're making another quantum jump. There was a big one right in the pandemic or like whatever time, and then another one. I mean, a lot of us have to wake up as we clear, expand our consciousness. We're waking up, and so it was just like give, give. I need to give because people need to take their power and wake up. So it's a super opportunity to work with me. It's not usually like that. um and I'm very, I have to say, I'm very happy to I'm very happy to give. I'm very there within balance, of course. It's always about balance. But yeah, so when you're doing working privately with me one on one, it is sessions where we go, so like what I'm doing in those sessions is with your permission, accessing your subconscious. And then from there, there's a whole like layout that I have or map that the subconscious guides us to different emotions, to different places within your system, where the blocked energy, the trauma, the whatever, the negative emotions or whatever is located. So we'll go there, and it's very simple just to be able to let it go. When we let go, so what I say a lot of times, the images, like imagine you're like you're a house, and you have your garden, your energy field, or your aura, right? And then this house is like breaking down, and the garden has weeds. So what I'm doing is like, with your permission, accessing your house and garden remotely and seeing, and then I pull out the weeds, or we fix the broken, we replace furniture in the house or whatever. So we're taking out the broken stuff and putting in the new perfect stuff. And then so your house can keep growing and your garden gets bigger, you get more more expanded consciousness. um, yeah. So we're going to be doing that. And the sessions are actually super powerful and not long at all. We're like, it's 20 minutes, 30 max. And very just like laser. When we communicate with the subconscious has all the information, and it just like it targets straight. And because the energy is so, the frequency is so high, we can just shift it very quickly. So there's no need to going into this whole story and negative what it was before. The techniques, we're at a new time now. So many techniques that are very much, and maybe some people are guided to this. I don't know, but like for me, when I work with people, is the techniques that are like going into the whole old story and all the drama and trauma. We don't need that anymore. I work just like it's a clearing, and it's about like all the new, going into the new, the creator. We're a creator being, not being stuck in the old, but creating the new. And that's how I work, and that's the people that come to me, or the people that are ready to work in this way. Um, and so it's a way of taking responsibility and wanting to create. So there's this, the one-on-one, and then the recordings or recordings, these energy transmissions. So it's my, divine love language. That's how I call it. It's my own frequency. It's frequency from, from high frequency coming in and being able to, each person has their own experience, and what it's doing, it's clearing that negative imprinting, allowing you, assisting you in that crystallization process. So how we crystallize is clearing that negative imprinting. So um yeah, so it's assisting in that.
It's so beautiful. Thank you for that. And thank you for the generous offer of the recordings and the personal session with you. That's available as an option. That's really wonderful. And you were
Yeah.
right. That is a valuable product and it's really accessible for those who want it. And even if people still have trouble with that, there's a 2 payment plan I need to mention because we want to make this easy for people to take part in. So that is that time with you. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love it because the what you're doing with the subconscious merely reflects back and creates in our world what our feelings have printed in on it. Our feelings, our consciousness have imprinted in on it, and that's where we're living from. So when you assist someone in releasing this in the subconscious, guess what we get to do? We bring in that new information, the new feelings, the higher frequencies, and that reflects in our
And we
world
change,
as a new
we
reality.
change our reality. We change our reality. It's a new
It's
reality.
a
We're
new
constantly
reality.
choosing new.
It's a new
Yeah.
reality. It's as simple as that. And so,
And we have
yes,
that.
can we do it on our own? Yes. It's so helpful to have a facilitator who helps to see what we can't see because it's subconscious. And that actually allows it to even accelerate at a rapid pace. So you're doing incredible work, Barbara. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you for this.
And
Wow.
thank you. I always tell, well, thank you because, I mean, you've been a pioneer in sharing all this stuff and you keep doing it and you're, put so much out there and give so much of yourself for your purpose and your mission, which is this, sharing knowledge and sharing wisdom. And it's amazing to have a platform. I love it every time I come uh, and I'm able to
Yes.
share with you. I love it. I feel so grateful. I'm so, so, so thankful, to you for all the work you do. It's amazing. And together being able to give people hope because I think we live, there's hope. There's hope. We're here
There
for
is.
something. We're here for
There
evolving
is.
and we've all done this. So it's whoever's
Yes.
listening to this, it's like your
Mhm.
time, it's yeah.
Exactly.
And there's no like
Exactly.
better or worse or evolve. No, we just a different times. And now is your time if you're listening to this.
Yes.
And with whoever you feel like if you're like always like this new time we're in and we're developing is like it's about not somebody outside telling you how things have to be or telling you like how things are going to be. No, it's about tapping that heart conscience, about tapping into your own heart, into your own truth. That's taking responsibility too and making those choices. Then you have somebody to assist you in tapping into that, but like don't let anyone tell you how things are or should be or anything. Tap into your own. That's when we become creators too and we're like realize, oh my god, like yes, I can, I can fully take responsibility because we've been told how things are always. And it's so important to break that belief.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of anyone telling how things are, it's like we create how things are. We
Yes.
create our own reality. Yeah. Yeah, and then you
Beautifully
have to feel
said.
into what it is that who you want to work with, and what sort of work. There's always a reason for that, but trust your heart, trust your intuition, and go with that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And with that, we are complete. Thank
Yes.
you, Barbara Canals. This has been uplifting. We're inspired anew. I truly hope everyone is feeling this and choosing the joy over
Okay.
all the things that are coming up to clear. We can do this. We got this.
Yay.
Barbara, thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so joyful too. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like party. This is a party. We have to take it like that. It's a party
Yes.
of evolution. It's amazing. Yeah.
It's a party of evolution. That's enough for us to write down, and we remember this is a
Yeah.
party for evolution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara,
Thank
and thank you
you.
everyone for watching us. This is our party of evolution. Namaste.
So
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in Unity Consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.